I will not stop until they know me. I want you all to listen closely before I motherfucking proceed. Yeah, when you're grinding on the low key and they're complacent with their low needs.
And what is going on, everybody? We are back, baby. It is another Last Week in Wrestling podcast episode. Of course, we have to do it big because this weekend we have a huge, I'm talking huge pay-per-view. Sorry, NXT. This is bigger than you. It is none other than AEW's Wrestle Dream. It is a pay-per-view that is just getting a card that is just becoming stacked night after night after night after night. I mean, dream matches, tag matches, open challenges, handicap matches, and a whole lot more. So I'm so excited. But nonetheless, of course, I need somebody. I need somebody to do these predictions with. And I thought, I could have No Bone, I could have Byron, I could have someone from Leo's team. I could have somebody cool. But I was like, you know what? Forget them all. Let's do the man that called Dynamite last Wednesday, the greatest Dynamite of them all. The pay-per-view is going to call the greatest pay-per-view of all time this year. I know it. I feel it in my gut. None other than Wolf. Wolf, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Nothing much. I'm getting by. What's it called? Can't wait for this weekend. This weekend's going to be insane.
Yeah. Dude, I am so excited for Wrestle Dream. We have an absolute banger, a banger of a show, a banger of a card. The matches just keep stacking up. The opportunities are endless. The moments that can happen this Sunday are unbelievably unpredictable. I'm so excited. Why don't you run me through that card real quick before we get into our predictions? But before you do all of that, of course, let everybody know that this is the Last Week of Wrestling podcast channel, your home, our mat, where we give you each and every week a rundown of AEW, WWE show topics on the podcast each and every Thursday, AEW watch-alongs every Wednesday and Saturday night, and sometimes Friday if Rampage is really a good banger show. And, of course, AEW pay-per-views and WWE pay-per-views right here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast channel. And we are so close to 10K subs. Let's try to get there by the end of this year. So everybody that's hanging out with us right now live in the chat, go ahead, if you're brand new, to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn those post notifications on. And make sure you check out a whole bunch of the other videos that we have going on, like some gaming stuff, some other uploads of watch-alongs and other pay-per-views we've done in the past, and a whole bunch more. So, Wolf, why don't you give us that rundown of the card before we start getting into these matches?
Yeah, so, what's it called? We got, first up, I'm going to do this from bottom up. Okay. We have a singles match, Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta. Just plain old match. Wheeler's sick of Ricky and decided, yeah, we're gonna fight in Seattle.
Okay.
So yeah, Ricky Starks, Wheeler Yuta. No Blackpool Combat Club in Wheeler's corner, so we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, I forgot Danielson has a match. But no Claudio, as far as we know.
For now.
Next we have a fatal four-way tag team match for a future shot at the AEW tag team titles. The Young Bucks, the Guns, the Lucha Brothers, and Orange Cassidy and Hook. So, yeah, or Orange Hook, as I call it.
Orange Hook, I like that. I like that.
Next up, the match I'm going to be enjoying a lot. The last person who defeated Julia Hart, KRIS Statlander, versus Julia Hart for the TBS title. they've protected Julia. They've made her look strong and presented her with everything that she's got. The cool lights, the music, the teacher.
Well, last night, I don't know if they're cool anymore. You were starting to get upset. You were like, oh no, wait a second, this might turn me into a seizure here with all these flashing lights. Well, what's going on with our entrance and whatnot? So
Yeah, AEW's trying to, what's it called? Give me a
take it down a
seizure.
little bit. Yeah, hopefully they take it down just a tad, but no, definitely a really cool entrance. I like that. Just like two.
We promise it's still very good.
Oh, it's a very good intro. It's a very good intro.
Yeah, honestly, probably the best presentation, like, in AEW, like, among the best, like, just the way that she enters, it's just amazing. Like, it's in a way where, like, no other talent, like, has that really. I mean, her singing, kind of, like, lip singing the song, also helps. I think that makes it look better. But yeah, can't wait for this. Brody King will be with Julia Hart, so
as always.
Yes, I wonder what will happen with the House of Black if perhaps the best friends Orange Cassidy get involved. We'll see. Next up, singles match for the ROH World Championship and the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. Eddie Kingston defends both of his belts against Katsuyori Shibata in Seattle, Washington. ROH Pure Championship stays on Shibata. But yeah, that's gonna be a crazy match, honestly. Like, Shibata is a good wrestler, like, just a great wrestler, and Eddie Kingston versus Shibata, that's like a dream match, honestly, the way I see it. Next up, AEW TNT Championship match. The hot potato belt. Not necessarily hot potato for much longer.
Not
2
much
out of
longer.
3 falls. Christian Cage versus the man who's known as currently the best TNT champion.
Father of the Year himself.
Darby
Now
Allin.
going after the uncles, mind you. Now he's going after the dead uncles. Before it was just the fathers going after Nick Wayne.
Oh no, that is the champion. The challenger is
the
a
champion.
former TNT champion who is so far the best TNT champion.
That's always will be my TNT champion.
Yes, always my TNT champion. He's killed it all the time. Darby Allin, welcome Sean. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin, 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW TNT Championship. Next up, we got a 6-man tag team match. We got the Don Callis family, Sammy Guevara, Konosuke Takeshita, and Will Ospreay will have Don Callis with them against the Golden Lovers and Chris Jericho. Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho. Just the fact that Ospreay's in this match is crazy. I genuinely thought they were going to do Takeshita versus Ibushi one-on-one, but hey, they managed to do something fresh. Still don't know how I feel about Sammy Guevara in cahoots with Don Callis, but
it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Yeah. Next up, handicap match, 2-on-1 handicap match for the ROH tag team titles. The Righteous, who are the challengers, Vincent and Dutch, will go up against Maxwell Jacob Friedman alone. Only MJF, no partners, as far as we know. Could be a last second change, but Adam Cole is injured, legitimately injured, because some people were speculating that maybe he's not so injured.
That picture says different.
Yeah, but what's it called? Britt Baker and what's it called? Other reporters have been saying, like, have seemingly found out that he is actually injured. If he's not, and like everyone's working us, then it's probably like the best heel turn of all time. But yeah, MJF versus the Righteous for a 2-on-1 handicap match. I don't know. It feels weird that it's a handicap match. I feel like there probably could be someone that could come in and help Max. Maybe Joe. Imagine if it's Jay White. But no.
I mean, after last night, I don't know. Maybe not. I think
probably
your better
not.
chances of Roddy next strong, if that's going to be the actual like partner in crime or whatnot. But
we'll see.
Or it could really be a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see anyone helping Max in that match other than maybe Samoa Joe or like the other option I don't want to think about. Or yeah, I don't think Wardlow's gonna help Max anytime soon.
No.
Next up, tag team title match. AEW tag team titles. FTR versus Aussie Open. Crazy match. Practically a dream match, honestly. And then next one, big singles match.
Yeah.
Huge singles match. Not for really any stakes, but it is among two top stars of the company. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Woo! Yeah.
Stabbed him last night with a pen.
Yeah, it's
Hangman stabbed him last night with a pen.
And then probably the main event, honestly, the dream match for Wrestle Dream. The man who calls himself the best technical wrestler in the world versus the man who I think is the best wrestler in the world, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. Wow.
Yeah.
That's one way to kick off your final year.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it is. He is Odysseus right now in his final ship battle before he puts it away, and that's truly a great way to send off on yourself. But as you've read the card, let's quickly go over. Let's go with this before we start doing the predictions. We're gonna start doing predictions a little more differently now, so this is gonna be a nice little test trial to see how people and the fans like this type of method going forward instead of just running through the card itself. 2 matches you're excited for, 2 matches you don't care for, 2 matches that are going to be the underdogs. I'm gonna let you start.
All right, 2 matches I am
dying for. Like, you cannot wait for Sunday.
Yes. One of them is obvious because bias.
Julia, hi, baby! That's his girl.
Yeah, she's a star.
League.
I said it. She's gonna be the top female heel of the company. Like they've presented her. She's got everything. Like, man, and honestly, I could like it kind of reminds me a lot like in WWE in NXT, Roxanne Perez was actually very popular and honestly looked great. Like she was still like young, but she was really good. And then just suddenly she challenged Mandy, took the title from her, and actually had a decent run. Probably a bit too short, but still, I think what they're doing with Julia is the same as Roxanne Perez. Yeah,
that's a statement. That's a statement.
But honestly, probably better with how much they've been protecting her. Because like before, Roxanne was like tag team champion with Cora, had like the experience and everything, but nah. Julia's going straight for singles gold. well, she was a cheerleader, kind of a bad baby face, but they've presented her as like this menacing figure in the women's division, and I think that that is good. That's great for a top heel. Another match I am excited for. Hangman versus Swerve.
Okay.
That match is crazy. As much as I love Bryan Danielson, like especially now as of late, like Danielson, I've been grown to appreciate him so much, but Hangman and Swerve, that is like the match. That's like the money match. That's like that, especially since it's in Swerve's hometown. That's like even better for Swerve. Like I don't like care for Hangman that much. I'm not like a huge Hangman fan, but I like Hangman. But Swerve's getting that rub. Swerve's getting that elevation. Swerve is gonna be main event from this match. So yes, I think this match is gonna be crazy. Because like Danielson and Zack Saber, like everyone knows that match is gonna be insane. Like that's like everyone
Easy
loves
take.
that
Yeah,
match.
easy answer.
But this is the match that like I cannot wait to see what comes of it. I cannot wait to see what comes after it. Even two matches I like.
Could care less for it. Don't care
Like
whether
I
they
don't
win or lose.
care for it. It's
I mean, don't
hard,
get me wrong. This is a hard card to say that.
Hard,
too.
yeah.
It's a hard card to say
I
this.
think
Too.
by default it has to be like Christian versus Darby because
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Whoa! Come on!
I hate saying this. It pains me to say this. My heart is ripping apart saying this because I love Darby. But
oh my god!
the reason why is because
there
there's no chance.
reason.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. There is no chance Christian Cage is losing. There's no shot Darby's becoming a 3-time TNT champion. He's not.
He's won it in Seattle. And he's beaten Christian twice.
It's true, but I mean, they're not gonna just.
I mean, if there's something bigger for Christian after this, okay, fine, let him keep it. I wouldn't be mad if they let him. I think
there is.
I'd hope that's the reason.
I think there is.
It's Nick Wayne that dethrones Christian.
I don't know about Nick Wayne, but I do think there is something bigger for, what's it called for Christian?
2 matches you don't care about, and that's.
I'm sorry. The match. It's more so.
Wow.
It's more so after the match.
What's going on, buddy?
It's more like the end / post match is what I'm excited about because the funny thing, the pre-sale code. Apparently, there's like when you like buy like pre-buy like Wrestle Dream, there's like a pre-sale code. People found out the pre-sale code is EDGR like 925 or something.
Oh my god!
I think Edge is coming
Sunday.
I think Edge is coming to.
Well, we'll talk about that in this prediction as well. But
so that's why I say it's gonna be kind of overshadowed by the possible debut of Edge in AEW.
Do you understand that if Edge comes into Seattle on Sunday, whatever came before it, whatever comes after that show, nothing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody's gonna give Everyone's
I
going
mean,
to care
I
about the
think
show.
people are gonna keep on remembering Hangman Swerve and Bryan Danielson versus
For
Zack
sure.
Sabre. I think they'll probably pay attention to the Golden Elite or Golden Lovers and Chris Jericho versus Don Callis family match because OSPREY is in it. OSPREY and Omega. So yeah, I think just because Omega OSPREY are sharing a ring again.
Right.
It's gonna be hard to forget, but
Santos, what's up, buddy?
the other match that I am not excited for, it's like not really, or rather, it's the match itself. Actually,
Pick your matches wisely, my friend, because you threw out one that honestly is a good match.
yeah, and it hurts me to say this one too because it does involve one of my guys, my top guys in AEW. It is Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta.
All right, we're just gonna have to end the
I
podcast
hate.
now. No, I think we're just gonna have to end the
It
show.
hurts me to
No,
say
no,
it,
no,
but
no,
like,
no.
don't
No,
get
no,
me
no.
wrong. Wheeler is great. Wheeler has been honestly presented like better these days. Ricky also is amazing right now. He's been killing it, but I think everything else overshadows it. Just everything else is just too much better. Heel Wolf. I don't know if it's Heel Wolf.
Back at it again. He's back at it.
I said by
He was
default.
babyface for a while. Now he's like, no. I gotta get back.
I said by
game.
default.
Gotta go
Everything
back
else
into my
is
bed.
like way too stacked. This is what happens when you put a stacked card in front of me. I don't.
This card is a good. This card is a good card. All from top to bottom.
Really good card.
Good
Really good
this
card.
Is probably the best card next to Revolution. Honestly, in my opinion, this card matches up to Revolution.
You want a bold take?
You already picked two matches that are gonna be like for sure 4 out of 5, hands down.
Yeah. And that's and that is, and I put those on my bottom, and
I can't wait to hear what your underdogs are gonna be.
All right. So anyway, before I get to the underdogs, the bold take. I think this card surpasses Revolution.
If it keeps adding more, yes.
No, just how it is right now. I think it like just inches over Revolution. Over.
Ethan, thank you for your picks. When we get to them, we'll definitely mention you in those picks. I mean, listen, I think there is truth to that.
Yeah.
I think that these picks that you're saying are going to be if this card tomorrow and Saturday gets a few more banger matches,
I think all
this
that's left
card
is
will be better than Revolution.
Yeah.
But Revolution is still then top 2.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the card, if we're going based off card, yeah, the card for
I'm going straight card. Card to card.
Like,
this is
Door, like Forbidden Door didn't have the the best of all time card, but every match delivered.
Yeah.
Well, the ALIN was also crazy. Regarding what's it called? Yeah, I think all that's left is 0-hour matches, and I don't even know what they'll do with that. We'll see. Maybe they won't have 0-hour matches.
Well, they have. They've announced that there will be a 0-hour. They have.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it might just be like
0 hour.
Renee and the other guy just talking for an hour.
No, that's
I don't know. We'll see.
if they do that stupid shit, then don't ever have a 0 hour ever again.
I don't even know what you could have for 0 hour matches. Like,
you could have another women's match. You could have Billy Starkz in there with Athena. You can get those two going at each other again. You can have people like Daddy Magic and Cool Hand going up against people like the Best Friends. You can have, or honestly, see the problem. And this kind of brings us to a nice little quick topic, briefly, as we do this predictions, is that 0 hour, and I don't know how you feel about this, and Chad as well. I want to hear from you. When you book a card this good, like Revolution, like this, like All In, like All Out, when you book your pay-per-views to be your this is why you're paying $50, right? I'm paying $50 for these matches, but now I have the 0 hour, which is an hour of free wrestling, which is awesome. That's a great thing that AEW does that WWE doesn't, and that's a big leverage in their ballpark. But if you're going to get the fans hyped for the $50, let's say I'm brand new to the product, right? And I've been watching for a few weeks, and the shows on Dynamite have been good. Collision's been heating up. Rampage has had maybe 2 shows that have been really, really good. Promos have been killer. Now this pay-per-view's coming up, but I'm still a little 50-50 on buying it for $50. And now there's 0 hour on YouTube for free from 7 to 8. Okay. How are you going to, in that 60-minute time, sell me to give you my $50?
I have an idea for a 0 hour match that they can make happen on Collision, or rather after a certain match in Collision. It does involve the Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice Robinson versus Andrade El Idolo and Roosh.
That's a good match.
That would be a great 0 hour match.
See, but now that would be now great. You maybe just sold me on the show. You get Kingo versus Gravity in a singles match on 0 hour. Oh, wow!
Good.
That now good. If you can,
especially if Vikingo and Gravity were in a singles match in 0 hour, I would be over the moon right now.
If you gave me 2 matches that was 30 minutes, 30 minutes, or 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and that extra 20 minutes was maybe promo builds to leading into the main show or whatnot. But you out of the 1 hour, you gave me Gravity and Vikingo, or a top tier like that, and Andrade and Roosh. Done. Here's my $50. I'm winning.
Yeah.
And then I hear what the card's going to be. Swerve and Hangman. MJF against the Righteous. Daniel Bryanson versus Saber Jr. Julia Hart versus KRIS Statlander. And I mean, the 6-man tag, the title opportunity, FTR versus Aussie Open,
Kingston versus Shibata,
and Swerve and Hangman. Like, it's just I'm paying now for this $50.
Yep.
You now just got me for the 0 hour, so you already kept my attention span for an hour.
Yep.
You gave me 40 minutes of a fucking banger masterclass wrestling between 4 superstars that are not only coming from the indie scene or ROH scene, but are also on Collision, which are hyping up, on an hour of free television on YouTube. Then you're asking for $50 to watch these 9 matches? Yeah, I'm done. I'm in.
I think there's also another match that I think we can easily make it a 0 hour match.
And what would that be?
Given last week Rampage, Santana versus Ortiz.
It's got it.
Yeah. I think that's like a no-brainer because they're already started. I mean, might be too early for that, but
No, because
they're already
because
starting
they've
building
been fighting
that
on the
up.
internet
It's like it would
prior
make,
to them coming back.
yeah.
They've been fighting on the internet prior to them coming back.
Yeah.
Then them showing off they hate each other on the TV.
Yeah.
And you put them in a street fight on an hour of television for free for 15 minutes. You have my $50 now.
They can do anything, honestly. I can't wait to see. So underdogs.
Yes, let's go back to the card.
Underdog matches. The 6-man tag team match, because again, Omega, OSPREY, both in the same ring.
Yeah.
Jericho, Ibushi, even GUVERA and TAKESHNITA are all amazing talent, but yeah, it's mostly because Omega, OSPREY. Oh, that match is gonna be crazy. Pretty good. And then another match that I think will be like an underdog is probably Eddie versus SHIBATA. Eddie Kingston versus Katsuyori Shibata. I think that's going to be more of an underdog, because, like, I was going to say FTR versus Aussie Open, but, like, that's not an underdog. That's just a classic. But no, Kingston, Shibata, I think that will be...
You think you turned heel tonight. Wait till what I'm about to fucking say, all right? Wait till what I'm about to fucking say, all right? And chat, I want to hear your top 2 matches you're excited for, top 2 matches that you're not that excited for, and top 2 matches that are your underdog matches before we get into the predictions part of this podcast episode. And, of course, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you never miss an episode like this ever again. But let's go in. Let's listen. I'm going to just start off with the drama. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get right into the meat and potatoes of this drama right now. All right, I'm serving up a sirloin. What I'm about to fucking give you right here. All right, the 2 matches that I don't give a shit about.
Oh boy.
The 2 matches I don't give a flying fuck about. All right, one the most out of them all, honestly. Bucks, Guns, Lucha Bros, Orange, and Hook. I don't care.
That's fair.
I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because of the fact that this match should be a 0-hour match.
It should have been 0 hour, not on the main card.
An opportunity to have an opportunity later down the road.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. And because of that, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? I'm not interested. But that's my one. My second one. I gotta look at the card real quick. I gotta look at the card. And I'm not saying no fucking Darby Allin and Christian Cage. All right, I'll tell you that right now. But I will tell you this. Do I say something to get you riled up? Or do I say something to get everybody riled up? Because I like to rile up everybody. But sometimes I just like to rile you up. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll say Julia Hart just to get you going. You know what I mean? What's it called? This is my bathroom break episode. You know what I mean? Just say it's my bathroom break moment. Just to get you.
The thing is, I wanted to just lightly talk about that tag team fatal 4-way tag team match. It was kind of like just put together. It's also kind of awkward because now Bucks are ROH Trios champs. What's it called? Ray Phoenix is international champion, even though he wasn't supposed to be. It's like, and Guns already faced FTR. The Bucks already faced FTR.
It's like it just feels like a regular TV show. But let me just pause you real quick before you can finish your statement. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a guest coming in right now. I tell you now, he's the guy, this man, he doesn't have his shades on this evening. I don't know why. But I tell you now, it is my guy, Mr. Horton. Horton, how are you, buddy? What's going on?
All right, I need to go pray real quick. I'll be back.
I'm doing all right. I just got off work, so I figured, you know, I popped on the live stream, just saw the two of you. I figured, heck, I might add another person.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we love having multiple guests on this podcast. You know that. We'll have up to 10 if we can. You know what I mean? We'll max out the viewer count right here, right off the bat. But we're going through the card. We're giving out our two favorite matches that we're most excited about for Sunday. 2 matches that we don't really care for too much about for Sunday, and 2 matches that we think are going to be the underdogs for this Sunday's Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. So Wolf gave his 2 on all of them. He'll reiterate for you as well. But I'm starting off with my 2 matches that I don't really care for, and the 2 right now are the Lucha Bros, the Guns, the Bucks, and Orange and Hook for the opportunity to have an opportunity against the AEW Tag Team Champions down the road. To me, this feels like a TV match. This doesn't feel like a match that's a pay-per-view worthy thing. Maybe a 0 hour, nothing that's making me want to pay the $50 to see. But this is definitely going to be a good match no matter what, because all of these guys are very, very talented. A lot of high flyers as well, and a lot of good, good fighting, technical wrestling as well. So it's going to be a nice combo. But generally speaking, this isn't a match that I'm generally excited for. But then, of course, before you hopped in, I was going to either say to get Wolf riled up because his girl is going to be on the pay-per-view, and say the other match that I'm not that excited for is Julia Hart. But as of right now, he's doing his thing. I won't go too crazy or whatnot. But I think
I didn't catch the card. He was reading. What's all?
I'll run down the card real quickly, and as well for everybody that's kind of tuning in as well right now. So it's Danielson and Saber Jr. It's Swerve versus Hangman. It's FTR and Aussie Open for the AEW tag. It's Cage and ALIN for the TNT, and a 2 out of 3 falls. It's Julia Hart and KRIS Statlander for the TBS. It's the match that I said I wasn't excited for. The Bucks, the Guns, Lucha Bros, and Hook and Cassidy for an opportunity at the tag titles. It is a trios match between Jericho, Kenny, and IBUSHI versus GUVERA, OSPREY, and TAKESHNITA. It's Kingston and SHIBATA for both ROH Championship and New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship as well. And then on top of that, we have STARKZ and YUTA and singles competition. And as of now, we have MJF, the ROH and AEW champion, facing off against the Righteous in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the ROH tag team titles. So that's the card for right now that we're cooking with and everything. But hold on 1 second. Yes.
Like, I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I can guarantee you, that Swerve Strickland match is going to be fire.
That one is my one that I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for the Danielson too, because Danielson's been popping. He's been popping pretty good. The one I'm pretty much less exciting for is the Lucha Bros one.
Yeah, me too.
As you said, and I could probably care. Probably the Julia Hart one too.
Oh no, Wolf's gonna hate you. Wolf's gonna hate you.
I'm not really caring for that. I like her. I like her finishing. Also, I like her movesets, and I like the story that she had going. But it's like they rushed it. They rushed it too much.
That's fair. I would say almost the same thing with you on that.
Because look at it, they had Willow and her. Because they literally had her and Willow fight just last night, and then after that night, then had and then now they're having this match at the very what do they call it? up here on Sunday.
Right. Well, though technically, the reason for this match is because of the fact that Statlander defeated Julia about a month ago in a singles competition. So this is like bad blood, pretty much. So Julia wants some retribution, and she wants that TNT championship. I'm sorry, the TBS championship.
And do you think she's gonna get it?
I love you, Wolf. I really, really do. But no. Not at all. Not at all.
I don't know. I mean, it's her. My thing is, like I said, I'm fairly fresh and new to the whole, you know, AEW thing. So I gotta say, is her story progressed enough for her to be able to win a title? Is she popular enough?
No. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
I hear a lot about, you know, Statlander. Mm-hmm. I'm here, like, when I hear her name buzzing a whole lot. So like I said, I do not think Julia Starr, you know what I mean. Keep getting her name mixed up with Julia Rose because that's a name I had going for on D&D one night. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see her really taking the title off of Statlander.
I don't either. I don't. I think Statlander has a little bit more of a longer reign going forward with this. I don't think she's going to lose it to someone like Julia Hart right away. I think she will lose it. Like, don't get me wrong. It will happen. Statlander will lose the title. When, I'm not sure. How, I don't know. Like who, I'm not sure either. But I am excited to see how long they keep Statlander going as TBS champion. So I don't know if you caught that, Wolf.
Huh?
There might be bad blood this Sunday if Horton shows up at the pay-per-view because he just said it. His two matches that he's not excited for is also the Lucha Bro match. But your girl, you put your girl in the chopping block. Guess what? She ain't moving to the next round, baby. She's out. She
what did you say for
Howdy 5,000?
What was the second one for you, Dylan?
My second one I haven't said yet. My second one I would say, for the one that I'm not excited for, honestly, the FTR match.
What?
He said the FTR match?
The FTR versus Aussie Open match.
No, I don't think it's not that I don't think Aussie deserve it. I just think FTR hasn't.
It's too predictable.
It's too predictable, yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but it's still gonna be a classic.
That's what makes the Aussie opportunity worthless, because Aussie Open could do really well as AEW tag teams. Like, let's just hypothetically book for a second before we get really into the meat and potatoes of the show. But let's say either the Bucks and or Guns get an opportunity at the tag team titles, or hell, even the Lucha Bros have an opportunity against Aussie Open in a tag team opportunity down the road. That sounds a lot more exciting than FTR versus any of those other three. Any of those other three. Am I wrong? Like, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Like,
I mean,
to you, does the Lucha Bros versus whatchamacallit? You know, like, does the Lucha Bros versus FTR sound good to you?
It is.
Or does Aussie and the Lucha Bros?
I mean, it would be a fresh face, yeah. And I mean,
does FTR versus the Bucks again sound like a good rematch to you? or does Aussie and the Bucks sound a lot better?
I have my own thoughts about it, but I'll talk about it when we get there.
You know,
We
I
have to
think
see. We have to
I
see
think
when it
this
comes
is one
up.
of those very predictable matches. Absolutely. And that sucks.
I
Because
mean,
Aussie Open can do really well
I
as
agree
tag
to
team
an extent, but I think it's still gonna be like a classic because, of course, they're gonna deliver. Like, these two are like among the best tag teams like in current day right now. Like,
No, 100%.
yeah,
100%. But it's FTR now, with the way that they have been booked, with the way that they have been doing things, has been so predictable and so we know what's going to happen that the match quality has gone down. And because of that, I'm not excited to see someone face the Aussie Open, who, in my opinion, the Aussie Open are a lot more exciting to have tag team matches. And
But
you
question for
build
you.
around them after they just held the ROH Tag Team Championships. You're literally making AEW go to that next level for the tag team, because now Aussie's willing to face people like the Lucha Bros, Gravity and Vikingo. You know, like there are so many more exciting matches to come with Aussie's talent and capability compared to FTR's talent and capability with the younger, more, you know, limber, more, you know, agile superstars that they have on their team. So having someone like Aussie representing AEW is exciting. Now, mind you, if Aussie win,
But let me
and
ask
all
you,
those things happen, I'm ready for it.
with the way FTR has been being pushed, do you think they're being close to, possibly leaving AEW?
Well, that's going to happen.
once they're done with their like contract, they're done. They're retired.
Yeah, they're done.
They're retiring.
So whenever their contract is up, it's done.
I think it's like still like a couple, like a few more years. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it's a few more years.
But I would want to see them now do some singles run. And to waste some of their contract doing singles run. Listen, Dax
I
Harwood
don't
is
know if that's going
TNT
to happen.
champion. Cash
I
Wheeler
don't.
I
as
don't see Cash
You
Wheeler
see,
as a
you
single.
saw how well it did
single
with
run
Bully
with
Ray
that.
and Devon Dudley.
what do you mean?
How they split up, and Bully Ray went popular, and Devon Dudley kind of bleh. One of them's going to hit the chopping block.
It's gonna be Cash,
It could be
Mhm.
Cash.
and then it's like definitely
He
Cash.
probably knows that.
And because like it's not like anything against Cash, it's just Dax has had that singles experience, has the singles matches, and has like
Those opportunities already.
it's like it's easier for Dax to get those opportunities rather than Cash Wheeler, because Cash you have to like build up by himself. Like I don't know. Did have something in mind, but now something's changing. All right, yeah, all right.
So my two underdog picks, though.
This should be fun.
This.
This should be fun.
This. I think, Wolf, you're going to become a fan of DiMacho Nacho after that. You're going to be a fan. I think the two underdog matches. So I haven't said my two matches that I'm excited for.
Mm-hmm.
My two underdog matches. STARKZ and Wheeler.
Wow.
Statlander and HART.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's because of the fact the way they've been booking Julia. Now, mind you, hold on a second. Before you become a full fan of DiMacho Nacho over here, before you become a full fan, a full subscriber over here on the Last Week of Wrestling podcast.
I'm already a subscriber.
I know you are, but just in case you're thinking about unsubscribing, well, you might want to unsubscribe and resubscribe right now because this might be that take. You know what I mean? That might be that take.
All right.
I tell you now, even if they let Hart lose, it's how they book her to return to the opportunity that will matter more. And what I mean by that is that if she loses against Statlander, which I think she will, I think she'll have a good match. I do. I think this might be an underdog match that we might be surprised that she does a lot better than we all are thinking she's going to do. Maybe not you, Wolf, but majority of us that watch her every single week, we're excited for her. We're happy for you, very much so. But we know kind of how, we almost feel like we know how this is going to happen.
I'd be happier with a sky blue.
You'll be happy with anything with a big booty. Don't even lie. All right, let's not even lie here. But nonetheless, if or I should say, when she loses, because I do think she's going to lose. I'm sorry, Wolf. I love you to death, but I do. I don't think they're taking it off Statlander just yet. It's how they bring her back. Because remember, the last big pay-per-view for AEW is Full Gear. And it's not that far away after Sunday. It's about 6 weeks. 7 roughly. And if in those 7 weeks, 4 weeks out of that 7, she has matches on either Dynamite or Collision that make her turn heads like she's starting to in some aspect. Like I know she's turned your head all the way around 360. But if they make her change, if they book her right going into Full Gear for a rematch opportunity, this will be one of those women we're excited to watch in the women's division. And I will hold true to that. But it's how they give her the opportunity to come back. Because Wolf, like I know, like Horton knows, we've seen it in WWE, we've already seen it in AEW, we've seen it in NXT at some points, and even ROH and Impact, and even New Japan a little bit. Sometimes those opportunities, like Sonya Deville, get waved around like carrot to a horse in their face, and then yeet, it's taken away the moment it's about to happen. And that's where they'll fuck up. That's where they are going to make the biggest mistake. Because if you were trying to book the underdogs of that women's division, the women that are not getting a lot of look, like the Sky Blues, the Julia Harts, the Kiera Hogans and stuff, Julia would be that perfect person to start pushing that lower card division women up going forward. She already has the backing of House of Black, which is an ex-Trios tag team champion. Already right there, she's already levitated.
Yeah, that, and she's part, and not also the fact that House of Black is like essentially a top heel faction.
Correct.
In AEW. Ever since joining the House of Black,
correct,
Julia has been undefeated.
Correct.
Almost every single victory of hers.
Right, but we also have to realize though that the matches that she's been given have not been the matches we know she could do.
Yeah.
But she's given us that glimmer of light that she can hold her weight to somebody like an Emmy Shafir, possibly a Britt Baker, Toni Storm. I mean, she's now going. This is the second time going against KRIS Statlander.
Yeah.
you know, this isn't somebody that if you're going to put your chips in the basket and bank on an opportunity to have that leadership and push that new person into that right direction for the women's division in that underdog card that you're going to put your chips in and not feel like you're not going to have anything. This is that somebody. So this is where, even if she loses, and listen, I'll throw you some tissues through the camera and I'll give you a hug and whatnot. But I tell you now, buddy, even if she loses, don't be sad. Be sad. I mean, yeah, I know you'll be sad, but be sad when or if they book her correctly, because that's where it's either going to be good opportunities been done here. Because even if
it's going to be a long feud, this could be
let's just say this,
a proper feud.
Let's really go crazy for a second, gentlemen. Let's say she loses Sunday. I know I'm putting a lot of bad juju right now in the air for you for her to lose on Sunday, Wolf. But just bear with me, because I know you.
Yeah, no, I get you.
You're nodding your head yes, because you know I'm right on this.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah, let's say she does. But let's say that next Saturday or even Wednesday, she starts going up a class of now women that KRIS Statlander has beaten.
Yeah. Or now she just...
That would be a good story. That would be a good story for her.
She basically goes through the locker room. Just
correct.
Basically chokes out everyone inside.
But now she can start... But this is the perfect part for her to start improving the promos. Let's get her into some promos, dude. Imagine, and I have to say this is not my idea, not at all one bit what I'm about to say. This is from Asa and Kay over at No Bones. I was listening to their podcast today. They're in the descriptions. Definitely go check them out. But, they were joking around about, using the dark magic that the House of Black is. They're kind of that, dark voodoo, juju type of, cult thing, leaders and stuff like that. And
that's satanic.
Yeah, exactly. The satanic metalheads. So what if, and this is not my idea, but what if Julia's promos start circulating around that concept? What if Wednesday or Saturday, really I would do it Saturday, I wouldn't do it Wednesday because it's too soon. Saturday, you see her out in a field with Brody, and she's by a fire, and she starts opening up a book, and the book has a list of names. She's already checked off 3. She has an X next to Statlander because she lost.
Yeah.
Next list under Statlander, let's say, is Emery Shafir. Let's say the name after Emery Shafir is, let's say, Sky Blue.
Well, Marina Shafir is a heel right now.
I know, but it doesn't make a difference.
True.
What is if they want to push her like that? Do you really think that AEW wants to do that?
You start letting her go through that roster.
Yeah.
You show the names on her hit list. And when she gets closer and closer to the bottom, whose name do you see on the bottom? Statlander. And you build that match up again for gear. And that's when you pull the trigger for HART.
But basically you end up having to put her in a match essentially every week.
No. 4 weeks matches, 3 weeks promos. Because if you do the promo, then a match the following week.
But then she has only 4.
It's not that big of a roster for the women's division that's underneath Statlander's hit list. That's the point.
True.
That's the point.
Yeah, they need.
You know what I mean?
To be
if there's 5 women,
level of Statlander, it can't be
right. Because after Stat, then it's Baker and Storm and all of them. So you put all of the people Statlander have beaten to get to Statlander's status.
Yeah.
Now Julia just checks them all off. And every week we get a promo from Julia letting us know she's getting closer and closer and closer to Statlander. Then we're about 2 weeks away from Gear. And in those 2 weeks, we see Statlander wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But while she's wrestling, HART starts using that black magic to fuck with her matches, to fuck with her in her entirety, to scare her into thinking something awful is about to come. And then the week of Full Gear, you see Julia Hart in the middle of the ring with Statlander saying, I'm not asking for a rematch. I'm letting you know Saturday, November 18th, is the last time you will ever be TBS champion. And that's it. Now you have it set. Now you have it set.
But question. So I know it's taken off topic a little bit, but it still has to do with the female wrestlers of AEW. With how stacked Wrestle Dream is, there's not a Saraya match, is there?
No.
No. Saraya
We don't need
is...
it.
No. Because
We don't need it.
Because
You
I
know
think
what match
Saraya
we do for the
is
women's division?
defending the title against the winner of
Soho.
Soho and Shida. Either Soho or Shida in some like special Dynamite in October called what's it called? Dynamite Title Tuesday. I think it's on a Tuesday. I don't know.
Well, but honestly, with how popular she is, I'm surprised they didn't put her in a match. They might have her backstage or something.
Popular
You know?
Saraya is.
I tell you now, if you do Julia Hart that way, you're
Would be
fucking
good.
set.
It would
I
be
don't know
good.
if they're gonna do that though. To be honest,
I know. I don't know if they're gonna
They
do that
kinda
either. Tony
don't.
Khan, you better listen to this fucking episode. I'm gonna clip this whole fucking segment out just for you to listen and
Like,
email it to you personally.
No, like I like
This is how you build it.
it would be
Because
good.
because mind you, you're not just building Julia
Yeah,
Hart to that TBS championship. You're not building her to that status. You're not just building her.
You're
now
building her
making
as
women-
an actual star. You're building her towards after the TBS title. She's already credible for the women's
biggest part of this whole thing is that now you're utilizing that undercard women's division.
Yeah.
All of these other women now are going to want to have that type of run. So now watch Dynamite get flooded with 2-3 matches. Watch fucking Collision get flooded with 2-3 matches. Watch the next pay-per-view get 3 matches. Imagine next year at Revolution, we have 3 women's matches on the main card because of this.
Would be good.
The whole fucking community would go wild. Wild.
Yep.
Wild.
And it would all be because of Julia.
This moment.
Of Julia. Yeah, Julia would basically help.
No problem, Horn. I'll talk to you later.
Right,
But
so
no, dude,
Okay, yeah.
later, buddy. That I'm telling you, you set up somebody like this, and Julia Hart's the perfect candidate.
Yeah.
What's going on, Brittany and Cody? How are you? I'm telling you now,
Julia,
this is the best way to do it.
Yeah. So, what are your matches that you're excited about? We kind of talked a little.
Listen, that's it. I don't give a fuck. That's a whole segment right there, and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we kind of been.
The 2 matches I am the most excited for, honestly. And no, it's not MJF and the Righteous. No, it's not the TNT Championship. It is Swerve and Hangman.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
So excited for this fucking match.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone is.
Ecstatic to see these two in action.
This is honestly a money match. This is like a like you see like Danielson, Zack Saber, and like, oh yeah, that's the dream match. That's the main event. That's the money match. And then you see Hangman Swerve as like, oh, that's the money maker.
Now, I'll be honest. Every day it keeps changing. But the past 2 days, it hasn't changed that much. Because I've been pondering, Wolf. Wolf, I've been pondering. I've been thinking. I've been dreaming. I've been questioning my sanity. I was like, there's 2 matches on this card that if you're a fan of wrestling, you gotta watch. And of course, it's Saber and Danielson. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
But. Shibata and Kingston might be the best fucking match of the card, in my opinion. That match is going to be a brawl. A fucking brawl, dude. I am so excited. The past week when they announced Saber and Danielson, I was like, wow, this card's going to be good. Then they did all the other card matches. Then Kingston had his match at All In.
And then they led to the end of the rivalry between Claudio and Eddie. And then Shibata had also said he's going to be at Wrestle Dream. And we're all wondering, like, who's Shibata going to face? Is he going to have hope and challenge for his title? And then Eddie challenged him for both his belts. I'm like,
Eddie's out of his fucking mind, but you know what that means? He's a true goddamn New Yorker, baby. We're all out of our minds over here in NY. So I'm happy. I'm happy to fucking see it.
I love it.
Eddie Kingston, I love you, buddy. I'm so happy that we're doing this in Seattle. It should only be in New York, this match, but I'll take it in Seattle. It is what it is. But no, man, this, for sure, these are the 2 matches that I am the most excited for. Yep. Swerve and Hangman is going to be, honestly, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. And this really, really might be stirring the fucking pot. This truly might be stirring the pot. And everybody might unsubscribe and then subscribe to me again.
Boy.
But I tell you now, Osprey and Omega was a masterclass. It was a masterclass wrestling. I mean, I remember it. Me and you, we were watching.
Yeah.
We were like,
I
what the fuck are we watching here? Because this is just... Wow.
Probably the closest thing to a podcast.
But Hangman and Swerve,
it's gonna be good.
Just might be another masterclass.
Yeah. I might go.
I don't know if I'm wrong.
I might. What's it called? Ruffle your feathers a little.
Listen, it's been ruffled already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a little. After Sunday, I think Swerve will be established as the most likely next AEW World Champion.
Well, he's going to have to face Jay White. Because I want Jay White and MJF first.
Well, yes. I think MJF is going to beat Jay White, though.
So bad.
Yeah.
I
think MJF is going to beat Jay White, though. I think Swerve
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we gotta get to these predictions, but we're gonna get to these predictions after this conversation. This might last another 20 minutes just this conversation alone. Like everybody who watches us each and every week, and I love you all. Everyone that's new, make sure you subscribe. If not, you're doing your thing. I love it. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep doing your thing. But I love MJF. Okay, I'm LI till I die, baby. All right? I'll LIE until I DIE, all right? And I'm MJF all day long. Okay?
I love Jay White.
I've dressed up as him. I've come in with the entrances. You know what I'm going to be? You know what I'm going to be on October 31st? Everybody knows. Dylan is MJF. I am MJF, all right? That's my alter ego. But if he loses to Jay White, I'm not mad at it.
That's fair.
I'm not mad at it. You know why I'm not mad at it?
Either.
It's because Jay White, and he's not just because he's part of the Bang Bang Gang. It is because of the fact that Jay White is the Switchblade, baby. He is the man that sold out Madison Square Garden and the United Center. He is that guy. It is Blade season. It is Switchblade.
He beat Okada, Hangman, and Adam Cole all at the same time.
You can't lose.
It's
I'll be
money to
honest.
put it on Jay White, but
MJF is
what
fighting somebody that is probably the, Danielson was on his level 100%. You know, Cole was on his level 100%. Samoa Joe was on his level, but Jay White might have that edge. He might have that fucking edge.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not mad at it, though. And I want to be mad. Like, as a Long Islander, I want to be mad at it and be like, no, he's never losing. But, like,
he's undeniable.
Switchblade Jay White. It's not Jay White. It's Switchblade Jay White. And that's the big difference, buddy. Like,
however, I think what's more important is the way I see it, he's not winning that world title yet.
No. Listen.
I don't, like, Full Gear. Let's say Full Gear is MJF and Jay White. Jay White's not winning.
Imagine it's MJF, Swerve, and White. Take my fucking money. Take my fucking money. AEW, take my money. Take my money. Take my money.
But no, in all honesty, White, I don't think White will get it around Full Gear time. I think he'll stick to...
I'm okay with it even next year.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. You know why? Because, like I said in the beginning of the year, and I know I said it last year too, and everything before I started doing the podcast and whatnot, let him have the full year. If MJF is truly leaving, and going to WWE,
I don't think they can.
I don't think he is either. I hope he's not. MJF.
I don't think AEW can afford that.
Listen.
They need to keep MJF.
Listen, AEW, and I'm talking directly to you. I'm talking directly to the camera right now. AEW, Tony Khan, your daddy is worth a lot of motherfucking money. All right, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their season might be booty cheeks. All right, they might be a practice team in the NFL. But I tell you right now, if you lose MJF,
it's gonna be disastrous.
You're gonna be.
I think it's a disaster. If
some hot duty. I mean, not just like there's like regular duty, and then there's like okay duty, bad duty, shit duty, and then there's like hot duty.
Just being honest, I don't think it would be smart for Tony to Tony needs to try preserving MJF in AEW by any means necessary.
Has to.
I think it's a disaster if he loses MJF, and if Edge does come to AEW, that would be great. But
what is it? What does that mean?
But
it's retirement for him and Christian.
Yeah, but
that's all it is.
You lost Jade Cargill, you lost MJF. Edge is not enough.
And then
you're gonna need Monet and Osprey.
And then you lose Ricky Starks?
Maybe. Even if you lose
you're done. AEW's done if they lose Starks on top of MJF after Cargill.
Yeah, no. I don't think they'll I honestly think MJF will stick with AEW.
I do too. I'm just getting yodels.
Yeah.
But I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I do. But my thing is this. My thing is, look, MJF has brought a lot to the table. He has done a lot for the company. He has made himself a megastar. He is our generation Ric Flair in every shape of the matter. He is our guy. He's our scumbag. He truly is that guy. Yeah. When they say he is not him, he is not him. There ain't nobody like MJF. There's nobody. Nobody. He's battled the best. He's battled Danielson, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole twice. Jay White, if that's on the chopping block, and then Swerve after beating Jungle Boy, Darby, and Sammy in a Fatal 4.
Yeah. After beating Moxley?
Hey, after beating Moxley at Full Gear last year? Come on, man. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
That was my big pay-per-view, my first big pay-per-view, I think. It was crazy. Yeah,
It was right here in my
fun.
backyard. I walked right outside and watched that shit. I said, thank you
I'll
so
be
much,
honest.
TK.
Yeah, so I'll be honest. Yeah, so after Sunday, Swerve will be immediately planted in that main event scene.
I hope
He
so.
will be easily a top contender for the AEW World Championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to screw it up.
No. I mean, you know, Mogul Embassy aside, Swerve is just unfeasible. Unfeasible.
Yeah. So, shall we get started?
Yeah, let's get started into the actual show itself, because we've been on an hour tangent about all these other things about. But you know what's funny though? Like, we've done how many pay-per-views now between AEW and WWE? This is the first time, besides the ones when we have the prediction conversations, where we didn't even start with the predictions of the actual show.
Yeah.
We talked about what could possibly fucking happen after the show is done, and the possibilities are endless. So right there alone, it shows that Wrestle Dream is going to be the pay-per-view everybody needs to watch. But besides all of that, okay? Besides all of that, we do have to take a quick commercial break. But before we take a quick commercial break, okay? And you guys got to see my horrible, ugly-ass face for about a minute to 2 minutes talking about our sponsors, all right? We do have to just quickly say that Wrestle Dream, we're going to be live right here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. We're going to be starting 6:30 p.m. live Eastern time. A bunch of us are going to be dressed up in costumes. We're going to be having a grand old time. So get your Halloween cookies, get your snacks ready, get your ice cream bars, Wolf, because this is going to be a motherfucking show of shows, baby. Yep. And I tell you now, Adam Cole Jr., this is going to be better than anything you've ever seen, baby. All right. Now, a quick word from our sponsors. Streaming platform that we use right here at the Last Week in Wrestling podcast each and every weekday to bring you guys all amazing content, whether it's podcasts, whether it's watch-alongs, whether it's reviews, whatever it is, whenever it is, you know I'm using Restream, because on top of all of those great features, there's even more great features, just like multiple streaming on multiple different platforms, all at the same time, allowing your friends who come on and other guests to stream onto their platforms to build and create even a bigger community, plus all these other little things that happen right when you hit that affiliate link and you save $10. That's right, $10 on your first month subscription, like I did when I signed up for Restream. And I tell you now, I have never been happier. So what are you guys waiting for? I'm calling all my content creators out there. Whether you're a gamer, a streamer, a podcaster, what have you, when have you, use that link. Let them know that DiMacho Nacho from the Last Week in Wrestling podcast sent you. DiMacho Nacho here to let you guys know WWE and us finally tag teamed up to give you guys an exclusive link to the WWE shop where you can shop the hottest in gear, merch, title belts, and a whole lot more. Plus, they even added WWE NFL exclusive title belts and tailgate stuff for this football season. So go ahead, hit that affiliate link right there, and make sure you tell them the Last Week in Wrestling podcast sent you for the hottest and coolest new things that are happening over on the WWE shop. Plus, every time you get to the WWE shop, you know they're dropping awesome deals like 25% off, 30% off, even 50% off, including free shipping. So go ahead. What are you waiting for? Get your new gear right now using that affiliate link right there, and make sure you tell them the Last Week in Wrestling podcast sent you. All right. I'm very sorry that everybody had to watch my ugly ass face for 2 minutes solid without me actually.
Oh, it looked good, honestly.
Thank you. I try very hard here to make this show to be a top tier production. I don't need no fucking production company. I don't need no makeup artist, baby. I am me. You know what I mean? I am the guy. I am the man. I am that guy. So I'm happy to have you, of course, Wolf, because we've been having amazing conversations about Wrestle Dream and all the predictions and everything that's been happening. And of course, if you haven't or you just tuned in now, make sure you go ahead and listen to that first hour, because that first hour of this podcast right now is a fucking banger. I mean, a banger of a fucking show. So, nonetheless, let's get into the actual show itself. It's prediction time, baby. So you know what that means. It is time for me and Wolf, my guy, to run down this card. And you guys in the chat as well, finally, and you guys in the chat as well, to run down the card with us and give us your predictions for each and every one of the matches that we're going to be talking about this evening for, of course, this Sunday's Wrestle Dream. And of course, if you're new, make sure you hit that sub button, because Sunday we're going live. We're going to be here. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to get a little toasty roasty, and we're going to be watching some Wrestle Dream, baby. And guess what? We are better than you, baby. That's right, because there is no other podcast out there that is doing it up like us out here on the channel. So definitely make sure you're tuned and locked in. Now, Wolf, you enjoyed that last bite, because that's the last bite you're going to get, because now we're getting in those predictions, baby. So let's start it off. We're going to go top to bottom. We're going to go top to bottom from the card. So let's start off with the dream match itself. Let's start off with Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Who do you got winning this match? And chat, go ahead and hit us in that comments right now with your pick as well. What do you got, baby? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. We're going right into the meat and potatoes of this one.
Meat and potatoes right away. I like it. Honestly, my pick has to be who I believe is honestly the best professional wrestler in the world right now. It's the final countdown. American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Danielson has been killing it. There's like, at this rate, I feel like it's harder to say he is not the best wrestler in the world. It is Bryan.
Okay. I like it. Santos, Brian, and Sean also agreeing with Bryan as well. Listen, I'm picking against you, man. I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick against you just to really get the pot stirring.
And Jake also said Bryan Danielson.
Who said what?
Ethan Jake.
Ethan Jake. All right, yeah, he sent in
Bryan Danielson.
He sent in his stuff a little earlier and stuff.
So you're picking Zack Sabre.
I am picking Zachy Boy. Absolutely. Listen, I've seen Zack Sabre Jr.'s matches, and they've been good. They've been good. And honestly, there is a good chance. There's a good chance that Zack could pull out the victory on the.
It would make sense.
Maybe
he would get it. He would get the victory back, because last time they fought, Danielson kind of destroyed him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would make a good story, but I don't know. I feel like Bryan's just on another level.
Okay, that's it. I love it. I love hearing it. I do. All right, now we're gonna save that Swerve and Hangman for a little bit later. All right, we're not gonna give you the whole dinner just right off the bat. You know what I mean? We gotta take the dinner away for a little bit. We're gonna give you a little bit of an appetizer. All right, we're gonna give you a little bit of an appetizer, maybe even a teaser before the appetizer. Shout out to all my fans of The Office. It is none other than FTR versus the Aussie Open. Aussie. Who do you have winning and or retaining the AEW Tag Team Champions this Sunday at Wrestle Dream?
There was this was the match where I had my answer set, and after thinking about it a bit today on this podcast, I've changed my answer and new AEW World Tag Team Champions, Aussie Open. FTR is great. I won't be too upset if they retain, but I think, because I thought they were basically going to be on this huge run.
Yeah.
I don't think they need it.
Right.
I think they'll still kill it in the tag division.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aussie Open could be something fresh.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I want. I want fresh. I want new.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I won't. This is a match I won't be upset whoever wins. But I think it kind of helps with Aussie Open, like presentation wise, because they said like, oh, everything you did, we did, and better.
Yeah.
So like, just for that like credibility, kind of, I would say Aussie Open. Ethan Jake said FTR. Sean says Aussie Open. Santos says FTR. I love FTR. FTR has
That's
been
good. Don't get me
killing
wrong.
it.
Fuck the revival.
Yeah, they've been killing it. Um, I will say Aussie Open though. I think I want to see just what happens after FTR's run,
That's fair. Well, like Sean,
and they could always get it back later maybe. And
yeah, they can lose it. They can get it back from somebody else. But like Sean, like yourself, I too am going Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. This Sunday at Wrestle Dream, baby. I'm so excited. I hope they get that win. I hope they get that title opportunity because they totally deserve it. And seeing that fresh face, like you said, like we talked about, that's it. You know, this is
this is the match. This is a match I'm like not too convinced on.
Yeah,
because either of them winning would be like kind of crazy.
If Aussie wins, this was worth putting on the main card for me. But if they lose, they should have just put this on 0 hour.
But they're not gonna put that.
No, I know they're not gonna put it on.
They're not. This is a classic. They're not gonna. No, this is gonna be one of. This is like a top tier tag team match. This is not gonna be
unless they book them the way they've been booking FDR, man. I don't know. It might be a regular match.
Keeping FDR strong. I mean, it's good. It's good. But no, I think this match is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like. I think it's going to be very reminiscent of FTR versus Bullet Club Gold on that collision. That was
a good one.
Yeah, like people like debated that like that match like was on the level of FTR versus Briscoes. I'm like, oh man, that's high praise.
That's a hard one because the Briscoe match was. Listen,
it was a dog collar match, so it's like.
Yeah. Let's not play
but
around.
Like still, like match, it was really good. It was like
that Briscoe match was fire.
I'm pretty sure it was on a pay-per-view too. So like,
yes, it was.
So like FTR versus Bullet Club Gold, that was like the best free TV match, tag team match. Like that was crazy. I think they went like almost an hour or something. I could be wrong, but
I think you're right.
Yeah, but it was crazy. I loved it. I loved it.
All right. Well, going from one appetizer to another appetizer, we're going to keep it in that tag team vicinity here. We got the trios match between Jericho, Omega, IBUSHI versus Don Callis family. GUVERA, OSPREY, TAKESHNITA. Who do you got? Who do you got, Adam Cole Jr., baby? Who do you got, baby?
I will have to say Team Kenny Omega. I know it sounds a little
lame.
Yeah.
Soft answer. The easy choice.
The easy choice, bro. They have Ospreay on their team. They have the literal objective wrestler of the year on the other side. Like when you have Ospreay on your team, it's hard to like argue, but
not hard for you because you picked Omega. So
I did because Omega and IBUSHI and even Jericho. I don't like Jericho. I'm not like a huge Jericho fan, but I mean I've been liking him a bit these days, but I'm not like a huge Jericho
You
guy.
need to go back to watch old Jericho in the WWE.
I've watched it. I've basically watched it. He's good. I wasn't like a huge Jericho guy. Technically still am not, but like they're 3 world class talents. Like Takeshita has already gotten the elevation of beating Omega beating Omega 1-on-1 once and beating him in a 6-man another time, but by pinning him no less.
Yeah.
So I don't think Takeshita needs that elevation. Guevara, I think, is already like established, and Osprey is Osprey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially since it's like it like all it does is because like this feels like a story where like ultimately like Callus is gonna like be defeated, like, so, and the fact that like Ibushi's like a machine. This man can get like just like completely like beaten down and get hit with stuff,
Yeah.
and then Ibushi
Damn.
will be like, I don't give a fuck. Just no sell stuff. Like, I will say Team Omega.
That's 2 for Omega. That's 2 for
So
Omega, one for Takeshna.
yep.
I'm also going Takeshna because of Will Osprey.
Ah,
I mean, listen, Guevara beat Jericho. Osprey beat Kenny. Takeshna beat Kenny
actually,
twice.
Guevara didn't beat Jericho.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Jericho beat Guevara.
Jericho beat Guevara.
Yeah. But
Right.
I think even with Osprey, I mean Osprey has beaten Omega, he has beaten Jericho, but I don't know. I think Omega and Jericho is gonna be a bit much. Plus Ibushi, plus the machine that is Ibushi. I think it's gonna be a bit much. It's gonna be a little overpowering. And they start like telling like this like Jericho and Omega like team up thing story a bit, where like Jericho and Omega together are like kind of crazy, like top notch, like because the world class talents there, like both of them on the same side, it's gonna be
It's hard.
it's hard to beat, even with one world class talent like Osprey.
That's true.
Takeshita and Guevara are not exactly that.
All right, now let's get to that garbage match that's happening. You know, Julia Hart versus. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. No. I told you that's gonna be an underdog match. I really.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
I really feel if they even if they book her right at the end, I think they're gonna do really well with her. But let us get to the last tag team match of the evening, which of course is the Bucks, the Guns, the Lucha Bros, and Orange Hook. Or Hook Orange. Yeah.
Orange Hook.
Orange Hook. I like Orange Hook better.
What
do you got?
You know what? How about you say who you got?
You want me to go? Okay.
I wanna see how.
Let me see. Let me stroke my fake mustache here that I got on my
It's not so fake. It's just very short.
Yeah. This is it. This is as far as my beard will ever grow out. So this is it. Which reminds me, I have to clean myself up for tomorrow. All right. So my answer comes with a long answer.
Oh boy.
So for all of you that watched the watch along last night, we all saw Jay White get the brakes stomped off of him by a bunch of masked people, hooded people.
Yep.
One of them wearing the MJF devil mask.
Yep. People did speculate that Adam Cole was involved as the one actually behind that devil mask, but Britt Baker,
I
it seems like it's
say, and Santos pretty much just said my answer too. It's the gun.
Now
if we all wait, because this, I just want to say, if I'm right, I fucking called it, and I want my motherfucking thank yous and holy shits. All right, because I remember let's just take a trip down memory lane a while back. All right, let's just take a trip back. Because I tell you this, remember that match that happened a while back with the Guns and the tag team match? And then all of a sudden, Jay White and Juicy Bob came around,
like,
and everybody was like, they're not going to join, they're not going to join. And I said, what? They're going to join the Bullet Club. Then they became the Bullet Club Gold. And then what happened? Then the Bullet Club Gold started doing really well. But what did I tell you? I said, but wait, the problem with this club... And MJF kind of gave us the hint. If you listened to the promo, the club that never broke up. In MJF's promo last night. The Guns, I said, are going to turn on Jay White.
Well, the thing is, I'm entertaining this idea, but the thing is, isn't there only 2 Guns?
Juice also is a part of it.
I don't know, because, like,
it's
Juice,
either
I feel like Juice.
See, now Juice didn't literally look like the person in the mask, so it could have just been some other person that the Guns had in their backlog that we don't know about yet.
They needed like 3 other guys. I don't.
It could have been somebody else. I mean, yeah, it could be Juice, but it could also be somebody else.
I don't think.
I think the person wearing. I
really...
think the person wearing the mask was Colt, small guy.
What?
Colt Gun. The small guy. The small
Colton. Yeah.
I think Colton was wearing the mask.
All right. You wanna know my theory? I'm gonna.
If I'm right, people, I just want to say I called this shit months ago, and if I'm right and they win on Sunday, and then if they come out Sunday with the mask on, the people are gonna lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple like theories. One was like more reasonable because like everyone was speculating it. But then the reports and Britt Baker like showing Adam's injury. So the popular theory, which I also speculated, was Adam Cole was wearing the mask and faking the injury, and the other guys were the Kingdom, Roddy, and Kyle O'Reilly. But then Britt Baker posted pictures of everything, and the reports like, oh, unless everyone's covering it up, then this is probably going to be the best heel turn of all time. But
I told you, and I told Willie. I said, watch.
The other
I said, watch. Wait. Because I remember it.
I know.
It the day I told y'all. I said, watch. What's going to happen with the Bullet Club Gold is the Guns are going to play along for a long time, but they're pissed off. They're pissed off that they lost that opportunity to FTR for the championship belts. They're mad. They're fucking pissed off about it because who jumped in to try to help them out? Jay White and Juice Robinson. So they're pissed off about that still. But they didn't want to show that because it would be playing their card, playing their hand. So they said, you know what? We're going to join them to make them believe we're all a part of this whole rigmarole. Make the Bullet Club Gold now a part of the America. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, bang, bang, gang, go ahead and attack. And now we have the opportunity in front of us here. We have Juice and Jay versus the Guns for an actual opportunity if the Guns win Sunday, for an actual AEW opportunity for the Tag Team Championships, which means that Juice and Jay will lose if Jay is really getting booked for the AEW Championship, which we all hope it happens, because Jay coming out last night was telling.
Yeah.
Very random. Very random. Didn't really expect it. All of a sudden, then Jay gets attacked in the back. MJF, if you listen carefully, he said it. He almost gave it away in the promo without giving it away. He almost did the Carmelo Hayes and give it away with the trick. Oh, wait a second. I didn't mean to say that. So he almost gave it away without giving it away.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, Collision is going to get fucking good. It's going to get good.
I had a wacky idea, a very tinfoil hat theory. It didn't really explain who the other guys were. It really didn't explain like why, or just it just felt like it was so out there, and it wouldn't entirely make sense. But it was focused solely on who was behind that devil mask, and I was thinking devil versus devil, Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Adam Copeland. And I thought, no, that's
It's the height.
devil,
The
you know,
height
would
gives
be
it away.
crazy, but
The height gives it away. Jay White coming out all of a sudden, telling the boys to go in the back, gives it away. Jay White coming out and telling the champion he's taking that championship from his dead carcass. I'm taking it away from you. We're going to beat the living shit out of you. We're going to take it away from your dead carcass.
yeah.
MJF going, you brought the Bullet Club gold, the club that never breaks up. Never breaks up. Tell it. Everybody's got to read between the lines. And all of a sudden, who do we see? Who do we see in the mask himself? Your boy, Colton. And I'm telling you, it's the height, dude. If you look at that picture and you look at Colton, spitting.
It would be, however, it would be
the best and craziest heel turn of all time, and you and Willie are gonna do backflips when he unveils himself as the fucking guy himself. Because why would he wear the devil mask after Jay White just spoke to the devil himself? Why? Someone give me a legit reason why. I'm wearing my tinfoil hat. Hell, I'll wear two. I'm telling you right now, aliens are real. The Guns are the heels. You know what I mean? This is happening.
Jay needs to be the face, though. Like,
but that's not the point of it. The point is to get the Guns back in that tag team division.
yeah, I think if the Guns turn on Bullet on Jay and Juice, it would be like a face turn.
Let's just say this. If Aussie wins against FTR,
yeah,
they are now the new faces of the AEW tag team division. The Guns win that 2-4 6-man tag team match. They have the opportunity to get their belts back. Jay White and Juice tag team up because Jay White was attacked.
Imagine if MJF just randomly, like, just, I don't know, like, tweets out, or just, like, during, like, Wrestle Dream, he just, like, comes out and says, yeah, I attacked Jay White. I'm
going to scream. I'm going to lose my fucking voice if that shit happens. You're going to hear me all the way in Michigan.
It's like,
what the hell was that noise? Oh, that shit was Dylan. I guarantee it.
Put Jay White in his place, so I attacked Jay White.
Dude, But think about it with me. Just think about it with me. If Aussie win, the Guns win, we see the Guns being the ones that attack Jay.
It would be
Then
wise.
Jay and Juice want retribution, but lose against the Guns again, giving Jay White the opportunity to go against Max, giving Juice the opportunity to maybe go on a singles run against a TNT champion or have a singles career.
Yeah. So
the Guns possibly becoming tag team champions again at Full Gear against Aussie. Dude, you take my money, dude. Take my money.
I'm guessing you're
HART shit on top of it with Statlander again, bro.
Well, I'm guessing your pick is the Guns.
Classics. I'm giving you classics here. Yo, Tony, give me a fucking call, dude.
So Santos says the Guns, Sean says Lucha Bros. You're saying the Guns.
I got Guns. Absolutely, I got Guns.
My choice is a little.
If you don't select Guns, you don't know what the fuck
it's
you're
not
watching.
the Guns. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
There
I'm telling you, dude. And everybody right now.
There's one team I want to win,
right
and then
now
there's
is
one
watching,
team I think
clip
is
this and keep it and send it to Wolf on Twitter. If this happens, if Aussie win and the Guns win,
I think
I am the greatest man alive because I'm the guy that's been calling
for me.
the shots.
There's
You know what I
two
mean?
teams. There's one team that I want to win, and there's one
If you
team
say
that
Young Bucks, I'll beat the shit
It's
out
not
of
the
you.
Young Bucks. No.
Okay.
No.
I'll beat the shit out of you through the camera.
Team I want to win. Cero Miedo. Lucha Bros.
Oh, but that's the point though. They're going to be opponents against Aussie leading into the Guns opportunity at Full Gear.
I'm just saying the team I want to win.
No, I know.
Is Lucha Bros. The team I think will win.
Guns.
Orange Hook.
Stop with your bullshit.
I'm sorry. I think they're gonna give it.
Talk to me again.
I think they're gonna do an Orange Hook, and they're gonna do it like
it's starting to go to your head
right away. Dynamite after Wrestle Dream. I'm just saying. I think it might be Orange Cassidy and Hook, and then they do some like
fucking close to Orange Cassidy and Hook. You have a better chance of the Bucks and the Guns. You have a chance with.
I'm just saying they might do it just because they might have Orange Cassidy start like wanting a championship again and deciding after they lose to Aussie Open to face Hook for the FTW title.
Let Orange just chill, dude. He did a great job.
True. That man needs a vacation
as an international champion, man. Let him chill.
It feels like he doesn't want to chill.
No, he doesn't. But that's because he's just a good worker.
Yeah.
He said it in an interview. He goes, look, people are going to hate me for being me, but I'll be me no matter what. Whether you hate me or like me, I'm always going to be
Moxley
me. I love
are
that.
like so valuable. Like, oh
so
my God.
Valuable.
Like him and Moxley have like brought AEW to new heights. Like, holy shit.
And MJF.
Yeah. And MJF. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you say no, I'm gonna.
No. I mean, I wouldn't.
Stream right now.
I mean, I would say. Well, hear me out. I would say Moxley and OC are kind of more, but MJF is his own way of. Because, like, come on, Moxley and OC have like basically nearly killed themselves for like
out with a concussion.
Yeah, and a blown off shoulder and arthritis as much as a 70-year-old man.
Turned 80 years old after that match with Moxley.
But no, like Moxley and Cassidy have like continued pushing and pushing. They have not stopped. They have given 110%, every day, every week. They're just too good. They're just too amazing. Like,
Listen, I love you.
like Tony was
I
like,
do.
I don't know what I would do without you guys. Like,
Tony, at the end of the night when they're trying to go to bed, he calls Mox. I don't know what the fuck I do without you, man. I really don't
like
know.
the AEW. Like I've said it,
I love you so much.
I mean, I think it's not like controversial to say Moxley has been and always, possibly always will be, the MVP of AEW. He's like carried the company on his back to the point that it's now got arthritis, like a 70-year-old man.
I don't know about that one, but
I mean, I think he has. He's been
well, that's a podcast. That's a podcast episode.
Yeah, because like
I'll
he's been pushing himself to over and over, and he's not stopped. He's given 110%. I feel like any AEW fan can appreciate Moxley, like, because like without Moxley, AEW isn't as good as it is right now. Like it wouldn't be on the map. It wouldn't have all these people. Moxley is like that catalyst to bringing AEW to rise. Like, but anyway,
agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Agree to disagree.
Orange Hook, I think they might do it just because they might start building Orange Cassidy and Hook, like just casually challenging each other, like for the FTW title. I don't know. I mean,
we got Sean so weak over here.
Cause like
that whole bit, it's
like
dead now.
Kind of works in tag teams. Like Hook seems to like be really good with tag teams. Like I think that I personally, though, every time Hook's in a tag team, it's kind of popular. I found Hookhausen I think was kind of over. What's it called? Jungle Hook was good. Like people liked Jungle Hook. They might like Orange Hook. It might be a new tag team for Hook to get over.
We'll see Sunday. We shall see Sunday.
All right.
But let's get to a match that I'm shocked is not on your list of underdog matches. You know, it's not on your list of matches you're excited for. It's not on the list of underdog matches. It's on the list of matches that you don't give a fuck about. The father of the year, the uncle hater of the decade, Darby Allin and Christian motherfucking Cage, baby. Who do you got out of the 2 out of 3 falls for the TNT Championship this Sunday at Wrestle Dream? Do you got the Seattle's own boy, the man that's willing to take it all and risk it all, or the man that loves to bash on the dead fathers and uncles out there across the world? And you know what's funny?
And I have bang other people's mom.
and Nick's mom.
Jungle Boy's mom too.
Yeah. I have to say this. I had someone on my Twitter feed comment on the video of Christian Cage talking about his uncle. He goes, Chris Benoit's son's never allowed in AEW because the rap that Christian Cage would do on Chris Benoit's son will get AEW canceled. And I tell you now, you're right, buddy. You are right. So shout out to him. He knows who he is. But let's get into this predictions. You going Uncle Chris? Uncle Chrissy? Or you're going Darby Seattle, Mr. Seattle's own. Who are you going?
I feel like it's a bit of a tradition for hometown heroes to win in their hometown, in their homes, and especially big matches like this. I think
Uncle Chris, that's his
as
new
much
name
as
now.
I love Darby Allin, as much as Darby has
t-shirts happening, Uncle Chris.
Incredible for AEW, a valuable asset for AEW. I think they want Christian to keep that TNT title.
Okay.
Um,
Uncle Chrissy.
I will go with Christian Cage.
Can you call him by his new name? As the Last Week in Wrestling podcast has granted him the new name of Uncle Chris.
I'm not going to call
Come
him.
on, man. Uncle Chris is such a good one. He's such a good one. You
After
can call him
the
Daddy Chris,
match,
or
though,
you could call him Uncle Chris. Uncle
after the
Chris is such a
match,
good name, man. I'll be coming out
af-
with banging names, bro. I'll be coming out with
I know
banging
the match will be good. I know Christian Cage and Darby will be good. I think Christian will win easily. Not easily. No, it's gonna be close, but there's no chance. I see no chance in what's it called? Uh, what's it called? Christian losing. If Christian loses, then Darby needs to keep it for like 2 years.
Let me ask you this now, and chat. This is also for
Like
you.
Darby needs to like basically be forever TNT champ. Like he should
Never loses it. I feel you.
never loses it.
Santos, Sean, Brittany and Cody, Will, Ethan, Juggernaut, everybody watching. Wolf, Adam Cole Jr., baby. Julia Hart Stan himself. Do you think Luchasaurus plays a part in this match? Due to the fact that Christian Cage pinned Luchasaurus to get the belt this past Saturday on Collision.
Not during the match.
Okay. After
the match, I think Luchasaurus is like there's like a moment of celebration, and then Luchasaurus is like planning to turn on Christian, or like does turn on Christian, and then what's it called? Metalingus starts playing. Edge comes out.
Wow, that's when you think it's gonna. Well, I mean, Christian makes sense, but
Yeah,
that's when you think it's gonna happen.
I think Edge will make his debut in AEW at Wrestle Dream after the TNT title match. I could very well see, or they could also do the other way where Luchasaurus and Christian like try beating down Darby, and maybe if Nick Wayne is there, try like hurting Nick Wayne, and then Edge comes out and saves Darby and Nick Wayne, and like kind of fights back against Christian. That's when we get a rivalry and everything. But either way, I think it's mostly gonna be Edge. After the match, Edge debuts. Yeah, basically what Sean's saying. Involved in like maybe the end of the match, towards the end of the match. But I think more likely post match they start beating down and start dealing if Nick Wayne comes out, start ruining Nick Wayne up a bit. Edge comes out and I don't know, maybe sticks with Christian or maybe fights Christian. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Christian Cage will retain the belt here, and that will like kind of shoot Darby's confidence, maybe, or maybe like start building it up some kind of redemption story, or give him a vacation as well because that man's back is also starting to die off.
That's true too.
Yeah, poor Darby has been kind of killing himself lately. Make him like have a managerial role as for Nick Wayne, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
What about you?
Listen, it's easy to select Uncle Chrissy. You know what I mean?
No way you're
It's
picking Darby.
easy.
No way you're picking Darby.
To say, listen, it's Uncle Chrissy season, baby, and we're in it. We're in the prime of Uncle Chrissy's season. All right, let's just be very frank here. We could just say It's Seattle's own. It's the Grandmaster Flash for all my hip hop fans out
Dylan
there.
wants the
It
TNT
is the
title to
guy.
be
Listen,
thrown
I
in the
love
trash.
stirring that pot on Wrestle Talk.
This is my
You know it.
conspiracy theory, chat. That Dylan just wants it to keep switching until they finally throw it in the trash.
Just throw it in the trash, baby. No, I listen. It's Chrissy season, or is it Mr. Seattle's own? Now look. Now I'm a man of logical thinking. All right, I might drink a couple Arnold Palmers and get a little twisty wisty, but I am a man of logical thinking. At the end of the day, I'm probably the most logical thinker out there. Look what I just said about the whole guns and everything else. But I tell you this now. You give it to Mr. Seattle, like you said, well, then there's no point of giving it to somebody else. Because what's the point? It's just a hot potato belt. Doesn't mean anything. Christian's starting to bring a little bit more of a meaning to it. You know, there's a little more of a love for the belt and everything. So there's definitely stirring that pot a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm stirring the motherfucking pot
I
a little bit.
understand your point.
Wait. But I am a man of logical thinking. I put the big L on my forehead, and that doesn't mean losing no more. That means I'm thinking logically here, okay? I'm thinking logically here. I'm putting on the logical helmet, all right? Stickers and all. Drool and all right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, baby. I also am going Uncle Chrissy season.
All right.
Is upon us. And I hope it stays Uncle Chrissy. What's up, Lewis?
I
hope it stays Uncle
for
Chrissy
a while.
Because, to your point, if Darby were to win, the significance of the belt that Christian Cage is trying to bring to it will die instantaneously.
Done. Darby will have to throw it in the trash, like instantly.
Darby would have to throw it in the trash, but
even though his second reign with it wasn't entirely terrible, even with the when it was like a week or two long, then Joe. Still mad.
Here's when the pot starts turning, putting on that logical thinking helmet. No. Okay, I hope you're ready. I hope everybody's strapped in. Buckle up, boys, because guess what? This is where it's gonna all go down. Nick Wayne's the one to take the belt from Christian Cage. When? Could be Full Gear. It could be Full Gear. But the way you do it is similar to the way we would do Julia Hart if she were to lose on Sunday to KRIS Statlander. You have to build them up properly. Christian Cage has been going after Mommy Wayne's numbers, going after the digits, going after her, hanging out outside the house like a peeping Tom.
Well, at that rate, it's not going to be Darby that's facing Christian Cage at Full Gear. It's going to be Nick Wayne.
Correct.
I mean...
And Christian Cage loses to Nick Wayne at Full Gear.
No. No.
Listen,
I'm sorry, no.
Listen, you can say no now. You said no to the guns in the Bullet Club and all of that shit. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what's happening?
We're trying to make the TNT title.
Listen, wait for it. Hold on a second. I haven't finished my logical thought here. Hold on a moment. Hold on a second. Jesus. Coming down my throat so fast. Hold on a second. Nick Wayne will beat Uncle Chrissy at Full Gear. And Nick Wayne will continue bringing a legacy to that TNT belt at Winter is Coming and going into Revolution. Bringing up new people like Vikingo, Gravity, and other superstars that haven't been given an opportunity for any type of title. What about Swerve? What about Keith Lee? What about, I can't think of the other guy's name, but he's a luchador. I can't remember his other name, but he's a part of like Gravity and all of them. He was just on recent, like a month ago, not a month ago, a couple weeks ago, but I can't remember his name. But him,
Commander.
Thank you, Commander. Start bringing them into the mix. You start bringing that division up. Same Julia Hart effect for the women's division, but now you start bringing it up for the TNT belt. Because the point that we have here that we're all agreed upon is that this TNT belt is a hot potato belt. And since Christian has held it, whether it's unofficially or officially, it has started to bring a little bit more weight to that championship. So if Christian Cage defeats Darby on Sunday, which is fine, keeps it to full gear, gives it to someone that he's also been feuding with, which is Nick Wayne, giving Nick Wayne that push up to having him face other great people at places like Winter is Coming and Dynamite and Collision, and then losing it at Revolution to somebody like Commander or anyone else that I mentioned. Now you have a belt that's worth fighting for. You now have a belt that's worth something, that means something. And now that belt isn't going to be looked at and talked about in the Wrestle community as a joke belt, as the 24/7 championship belt that we look at it as right now. That's the reason why I say let Nick Wayne take it over. Because Nick Wayne has that ability to have very good matches and pair up with people like him in that style wrestling form of high-flying, fast-ground technical ability that he has with other people that match to his style. You bring him into those type of matches, you now have a TNT belt worth fighting for. You bring in powerhouse people like a Keith Lee or someone else of that stature, you now have somebody that's worth fighting for. Imagine Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor at a pay-per-view for the TNT Championship is exciting. It's more exciting.
Actually, that could also be a 0-hour match.
But that's the point, though. You bring significance to the belt. And that's what needs to be done after this match happens. And if it doesn't, this belt's never going to be, never will be. Throw it in the trash, give it back to Darby, eliminate this division. Eliminate it. It has to be. You have to.
I personally just think Christian's going to be the one to hold it for a while now.
And that's fine. Full Gear's 8 weeks away on Sunday. 8 weeks away. That's long. That's a long time. It's about 2 months. It's a 2-month reign. 3-month reign if you count unofficially.
When is Full Gear?
November 18th.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think he's probably gonna keep it longer than that. He's gonna like get close to like.
Give it to him at Winter is Coming then.
I think no, like I think it might be like almost like, yeah, I think it'll probably surpass Wardlow's first reign, at least. That's
but as
like
long as you have a plan B ready to go, fine.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's get into another title match. That really is going to start getting everyone percolating. You know, it makes Daddy Magic nipples so hard. It makes DiMacho Nacho's nipples so hard. It's my match that I think is going to be the underdog match of the evening. Shibata and Kingston. Who do you got, baby? Who do you got? Because honestly, either way, it's a good win.
Good win, but
it does matter. It does matter.
Eddie.
Same.
Yeah. I don't.
Same.
Shibata doesn't need the win. Shibata has a title.
Correct.
He doesn't need to be a belt collector like it was the Roman Reigns.
Correct.
Even though it would probably look very cool on him.
Swearing 2, 3, 1 around the
I
waist.
mean, there was a time Kenny Omega held like 7 at once.
Yeah.
So like, but like I don't know. I think the belt collectors should probably be only.
Uncle Eddie. We're going with the uncles this time around, baby. Uncle Eddie, Uncle Chris.
I think the
Let's
only
go.
belt
Sean,
collector that is acceptable in AEW is someone like Kenny Omega. Yeah. So I think Eddie should retain.
Same.
There's no reason for Shibata. Like, no one will think lesser of Shibata if.
No, are you kidding? It's not even a thought process for real wrestling fans.
Eddie needs
if he
like
loses against
if
someone
it was
like
for
Eddie.
one belt, I'd be like, okay,
Uncle Eddie, let's get that shit popping in the chat, baby.
The NJPW belt, then I'd be like, okay, that's like more likely, but like no, I think it's not even close. I think it's easily Eddie Kingston retains.
Same. You pretty much hit every point I was going to hit right on the head.
Yep.
There's nothing to say. So, as we've talked, we've done Eddie and Shibata, the trios, the tag, the other tag for the championship between FDR and Aussie, Uncle Chrissy and Darby Allin, Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. We still have
3 matches.
Swerve,
Versus
Strick, and MJF. Because we also 4. Because Ricky
and Yuta, KRIS versus Julia, MJF versus Righteous, Hangman versus Swerve.
So let's get right into the meat and potatoes now. Let's do the last bite of calamari before the main course comes. All right. Let's go right into the last bite of calamari. A little calamari for the stomach before we get into the chicken parm and then the tiramisu of the whole fucking evening. All right. Let's get into the Ricky Stark and the Wheeler Yuta type of matchup that we got cooking for this Sunday. Ricky, Yuta, singles competition. Who do you got? Oh, it's absolute.
Yeah,
it's absolute.
It's Ricky. Of course, it's Ricky. I think Ricky needs a big win now because he's lost to Danielson. I think he needs a big win against the BCC member. I'm glad that Yuta is on a pay-per-view and in a main card of a pay-per-view. It would be huge for Wheeler Yuta to win against Ricky Starks. But I don't see it. As much as I love Wheeler, I will say Ricky. And it's not even biased because entirely. I mean, it's a lot.
Big brother Ricky Stark.
I mean, it's a little biased, but like not as much because.
Well, you're absolute.
I am absolute, but it is Ricky. It's more reasonable to say Ricky. Wheeler, like, no one will think lesser of Wheeler. Wheeler's in the top faction in AEW, period. I think, like, Wheeler is... It's gonna be a great match. Honestly, I won't be mad whoever wins, but I think Ricky needs to be, like, a threat. So, in order to establish that, like, heel... I think Ricky has to win.
What if I said it's YUTA? What if I said my choice was YUTA?
But why?
Cause I lied. YUTA is dry. He gonna die on Sunday night to the
Well, no,
absolute
Yuta's
himself.
good. Yuta is talented.
No, listen, YUTA is very talented, but to the points that you're making,
Yeah.
yes, I too select Ricky Starks because Ricky not only needs this win, but to continue his path going forward into. Are you popping a pimple on live right now?
Yes. Well, not really, actually. Because
Okay.
it's not like a pimple. It's like more like the.
I'm sorry to call you out. I was like, what the fuck is he?
Yeah,
doing?
it's like an after effect of a pimple. It's like kind of like I don't know. It's just I don't know. Yeah.
I love you, Wolf. But no, like I too select Ricky. It has to be him because Yuta doesn't need the win. It doesn't do anything for him. There's nothing going on for him in the roster, in the matches and stuff. Ricky has been putting on some really interesting moments, interesting matches. That Texas Death match that he had with Danielson was really good last Saturday.
Really.
So having that win over another BCC member is just going to be perfect. It's a perfect win. It's a perfect thing for him. So I too agree. Ricky, absolute motherfucking Starks, baby. And Wolf, can you hit me with that absolute just one more time? There it is. There it is for all you live streamers out there. You know what it is. All right.
All right.
Now we got the final countdown. The final countdown.
The final three.
Now, I know one's going to probably bring us back into a conversation. But two most likely will bring us back into a conversation. But
oh boy.
Let's start off. Well, maybe all three might bring us into a conversation. Who knows? This might be a 4-hour podcast here. But I tell you now. My guy. My champion. LI's own. He's better than you.
Baby!
Okay? It is none other than NJF, the ROH and AE motherfucking W champion himself, the salt of the earth, the devil himself, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He is him against the cult leaders, the guys in white,
Drunk Jesus, the
guys that look like Jesus Christ and no one. It is the righteous.
Yes.
And an ROH handicap 2-on-1 tag team match this Sunday. Sean picked the correct answer, but now it's time to have that discussion. Now, we all know, as of right now, Adam Cole is injured. So, as of right now,
it's a handicap.
It is a handicap match. We still have, as I check my imaginary watch, 2 days.
3 days.
Well, technically, yes, 3 because we're doing it on a Thursday. But
yes.
After this podcast, technically it becomes 2 days.
2 days, yeah, basically.
Before Wrestle Dream. Which means there is a possibility, come Collision,
or even Wrestle Dream Day.
Or even Wrestle Dream Day, an hour before the match itself.
Or the hour, the minute of the match.
MJF's about to pull out the big guns, and then all of a sudden the music hits. Who comes out? We don't know. But there's a lot of people on the table. There is Samoa Joe. There is Neck Strong himself, Roddy.
Hell, there's Wardlow.
Hell, there's even fucking Wardlow. Do we think, and chat, I want to hear from you as you salute your king, because you guys know this Sunday who I'm dressing up as, baby. The king himself. Who do you think is coming out to possibly help out MJ? You think Samoa Joe?
If it happens, I will say Samoa Joe.
Wow. Tell me why.
If it happens.
Tell me why.
Cause it ended with that. It ended at Grand Slam. We ended off with Joe actually respecting MJF. And shaking his hand. I actually thought it was going to be a Brock Lesnar situation where shake his hand and you get screwed up. Because Joe was kind of the same kind of person. But I honestly think it would be interesting to see Joe turn face. I know he's better as a heel. His promo work is perfect as a heel. But I miss Face Joe. I miss Face Joe. Face Joe was like so wholesome and like just the best guy. And what's it called? That female announcer lady on Collision, the way she announces Joe, like I think it's perfect for the presentation. Like
Sean says Joe is the only person I see.
Yeah, I think honestly, but in all honesty, I don't think it's anybody. I think this will stay a handicap match. And going into my prediction, MJF will retain the ROH tag titles. I love
because
the right.
You know, like we all know,
He's a generational talent.
the generational talent himself, the salt of the earth, the goddamn saltiest spittoon in the whole Bikini Bottom. It is none other than my boy, Long Island's own MJF, baby. You know I'm selecting.
I would love to see the Righteous being prominent in AEW and ROH. I mean, they are prominent in ROH, but
Santos, that's an honest answer. I respect.
As much as I would love to see Righteous in as ROH tag champs, not yet. Not yet. I think MJF will retain and keep those belts and maybe go on a series of handicap matches while retaining the belts all by himself. But that's how I see it. I don't know. It could be Joe. I mean, I don't like the idea of Joe having two belts, but again, or even if one of them is just borrowing. But I digress. It could very well be Joe, maybe as a one-time thing. But we'll see. We'll see.
Listen.
Either way, I say MJF.
MJF beat your boy John Moxley. MJF beat your boy Daniel Bryan. MJF beat 3 other poors: Sammy Guevara, Jack Perry, Darby Allin.
He beat Ricky Starks.
Sammy Guevara beat that other chump, Ricky Starks.
MJF
beat Adam Cole not once but twice.
Well,
MJF also beat Aussie Open. So look at me dead in the face and tell me there ain't no fucking way he's now walking out of Wrestle Dream in Seattle on this Sunday as ROH Tag Team Champion. Still, you tell me he's not walking out of there and I'll do a backflip. This 200
the
pounder
only
right
way
here,
I
will
see this things becoming disastrous for MJF is if Jay White and rather all of Bullet Club Gold gets involved. I don't know.
Jay White got his brakes beat on Wednesday. He's going to be recovering. All right.
We'll have to see what happens, but
The Guns
I
put
do
the
think MJF
stompings
will.
on him. All right. They put the stompings. They wore Timberlands in a different state and gave him the stompings. All right. They knew they had to take down Jay White with his absolute kryptonite, New York. And what's better than New York than Timberlands and getting a stomping in Timbs? Nothing better. That right there is going to be a beatdown like never before. And I tell you now, Jay White is still recovering. His eye is swollen shut from those Timberland boots. All right? So that he ain't coming back. So MJF is the guy. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you pick the next prediction choice.
All right.
You have either your wifey to be, Julia Hart,
She's spoken for it, though.
and KRIS Statlands, or
Let's talk about the TBS title because that money match for last
I didn't
made
even
a
get to
worthy
the other
match.
choice. I didn't even get to the other choice.
I know what the other choice is.
Yes, I know.
Hangman
Everybody
is-
knows what the other choice is.
So TBS title, KRIS Statlander versus Julia Hart. I don't think it's like hard to say. The house always wins.
There it is. There it is. Look at
I
him
knew
smiling cheek to cheek. Every time she comes out, he's smiling cheek to cheek.
No, but the thing is, it would help with the story, like, because the thing is, Statlander is the last loss. I don't think you need to give Statlander a huge reign. It's already starting to be like kind of midish. It's like it's good, but like it's not like crazy. Like we've had some flavorful, decent matches. So I think you could have a big match, end it there, keep it going, not have it for a year like Jade Cargill did.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't want what's it called, another Jade Cargill situation where it's like, oh, we're having the belt forever and we're not having that many champions. No, we can have a 125-day reign. That is how many days if once we get to Wrestle Dream, about like 125 Statlander would hold the belt. So a 125-day reign is like fine. It's like roughly like 4 months, which is fine. It's fine. It's like it's a decent reign. Unless they make this a huge feud. If they make this like a proper long feud, like or like just the rest of the year feud, then maybe I can see Statlander retaining, but I think if you want to push Julia, and this is the fact that you've protected her, you've given her this presentation, you've made her look like a star. She's improving day by day. It feels like you gotta push her. Like and the fact that she's so young, she's only 21.
Right.
Putting her as even a mid card champion is crazy. That will probably get eyes watching like AEW. Like
Sure.
It would be crazy. It would be amazing for her. So I think that is like the big turning point. Like I think joining the House of Black was like the actual turning point, but like the big turning point for her career to be on her way to eventually, basically, inevitably, being the top female heel of the company within a few years. I think Julia should win at Sunday,
I know you do.
even if it's biased talking. Yes.
Oh
but-
no! It's not if it's biased. It is biased. Dirt. What's up, Deontay?
I think, but honestly, Julia has been getting better and better. And I mean, I would have
But
liked
what if
more.
that's the story beginning between Stat
I won't.
And Julia,
I will not
we
oppose it.
pitched it.
I
I mean,
will be happy with it.
I pitched you the great story for Julia Hart.
It's a good story. I will give you that,
I
and
gave
I will
you a
accept
story
it.
for Julia.
If
I gave you a
Statlander,
story
if
for
that's what
TNT.
happens, I will accept Statlander retaining. However,
I gave you a story for
given
Julia.
the only thing is, I think they're kind of already doing that right now, and I think this is where they're gonna pull the trigger. Because like Julia had that match and lost to Statlander, and then she joined the House of Black and has become a menace. Like in the women's division, she's been undefeated.
Yeah, but she hasn't beaten anybody yet that matters. That's the
She
problem.
just beat 3 very reliable.
Good.
Actually, she also beat Anna Jay in a no holds barred match. Like it was a good match. It was a good.
The match was good, but like, come on.
It was.
Where do you put Anna Jay in the? Where do you put Anna Jay in the division? Come on, come on.
First opponent. It's a good first reliable opponent. It's good.
Listen,
it's how you get started.
You know what
step
I mean?
over Anna Jay, especially
if
Julia
my grandmother
and Anna Jay actually knew each other. It made sense.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. You know what I mean?
Like Anna Jay and Julia, I think, are like best friends or something, or like kind of best friends or something like that. So basically, it made sense to like.
Wolf. Come on.
Be the first reliable opponent.
Stop digging for it.
I'm not digging. I'm
digging
saying
for it. I love you, buddy.
It was presented. It was presented because like Julia and Anna Jay, like they knew each other. They were close. They were friends. They are friends at IRL, but like outside of the wrestling world. But like it made sense that Anna Jay was basically the first reliable name that Julia stepped over and then started piling up bodies. And then she went on a streak beating Sky Blue. She beat Kiera Hogan. She beat Willow Nightingale. She beat what's her? She's
perfect example. What's her name? Exactly.
No. I almost said Kris Statlander. I'm like, wait. Too far yet. Too far. I can't read the future.
I'll be right back. Continue.
I do not know the future. So no, she has not beaten Statlander yet. I almost said Statlander. I'm like, wait. Too far ahead. But no, she beat Sky Blue. She beat Kiera Hogan. She beat Willow. That group of cheery girls that also were reliable names. So it was good. And actually, her match with Kiera Hogan wasn't terrible even. So good. It was good. So yeah, I mean, just presentation wise, it makes sense to give the TBS title to Julia. I mean, WWE pushed Roxanne Perez, just suddenly takes the title off one of their best NXT Women's Champions in Mandy Rose. So, could happen. I will accept that storyline that Dylan pitched, though, if Statlander retains. If that is what they're doing, then I will be happy. But
listen, in
the meantime, I will say Julia wins the team. Because, I mean, 125 days is, like, still...
You would eat that shit up.
Yes. Yes, I would.
That happened.
I can say that without shame. I would.
You would go, damn. Dylan must be talking to Tony Khan because I didn't expect that shit to happen. I tell you, listen.
Except it makes sense.
I put that logical hat on, and that's it, baby.
It's perfect. It would be perfect, yeah. But like, I would argue they're doing it right now.
No, and that's a fair argument.
Yeah, so like, that's why I would be like, they don't really need to do that because they're already doing it.
That's a fair argument.
Yeah,
a very fair argument. But wait.
Another person, I just realized there's another thing I want to predict that I don't remember who predicted it.
Probably.
It is another. It is well, not another. It is a return.
Thunder
I
Rosa.
will say Thunder Rosa returns, and what's it called? I would say if Julia wins the title, Thunder Rosa comes back, challenges.
Statlander.
I said if Julia wins,
Right, I'm sorry.
because Statlander's a face.
Your wife won.
Unless they're gonna turn Thunder Rosa heel for whatever reason, which no, please. I'm not convinced of a heel Thunder Rosa yet.
Britt Baker's eyes, she's already a heel.
True, but in all honesty, I could see Thunder Rosa coming back if Julia wins the title and challenging Julia. It would be a good first big match, like with the title. So
It would be. Look, I'm going Statlander because I think they're not pulling the trigger. I think they're going to wait this out till Full Gear and give it to her then. The pay-per-view matters just as much, but does a lot more for Julia. It's the only reason why I'm selecting Statlander from what we talked about prior, which, by the way, if you haven't watched the beginning part of this episode, when this live stream is done, you need to go back and listen to our rant about Julia Hart and Statlander, because that one honestly was a very good one. I'm clipping it, I'm making an edit of it, I'm making a thing for it. It will be its own video going up probably tonight, just from that segment tonight. So definitely check that out. But I tell you, that's the only reason why I'm selecting Statlander. Auntie Kris. Auntie Chrissy. Listen. So you know what that means, Wolf.
Yep.
You know what that means. We have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9 matches.
8, 9.
The last one.
The last one. The one
The most exciting
that
one,
makes
honestly.
Daddy Magic nipples so hard, makes DiMacho nipples rock hard. It is none other than Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland.
Now, I'm going to say.
Oh, I'm letting you speak for sure, because
I'm going to say there's a reason why I said Darby will lose in his hometown, because another Seattle boy will get the win instead. It is Swerve. I don't think Hangman does not need the win, even though Hangman should be more credible in the singles run again. But I think Swerve needs it more. Swerve needs that main spot. He needs it. It makes sense for Swerve to get the win, especially in Seattle, in his hometown. It's like the stars have aligned for Swerve. Like you can't mess it up. You can't drop the ball on Swerve. Swerve has he's gotten eyes. He's gotten eyes on AEW. And now he has this faction. He has the best manager in AEW right now. He has the Paul Heyman of AEW right now. Come on. He has Prince Nana.
listen, I just want to take a quick moment.
But no, in all honesty, Swerve absolutely should be a credible contender for the AEW World Championship. And it's like he said, if he had the opportunities Hangman did, he would be the first black AEW World Champion. And honestly, he probably will be still.
Wolf, I want you to look at me when I say this to you. Can we do the swerve dance just real quick for everybody in the chat? Can we hit it for everybody? Everybody in the chat, please let me know if you're doing the swerve dance with us as well, because
You know what randomly came to my mind just as a funny thing? So when did the releases happen? The infamous releases happened. I genuinely thought that like when I saw that Top Dollar got released, I'm like
no.
I'm like
No.
maybe he needs to swerve when he
Don't
tries.
say it. Don't
Maybe
say it.
he
Don't
needs to
ruin
swerve when
the
he tries.
Mogul Embassy and Swerve. Don't ruin it with Flop Dollar.
Nana,
Don't
he's
ruin
just
it.
gonna be vibing with Prince Nana doing the swerve dance.
No. Please.
But
Tony.
it would be so funny though. It would be
Tony.
just so funny just imagining Top Dollar doing the swerve when I tried dance with Prince Nana.
Listen, Tony Khan, I need you to listen to me very closely.
But in all honesty, don't bring Top Dollar. Don't bring Top Dollar.
You bring Top Dollar back, and I gotta go back to reviewing Raw and SmackDown on a weekly basis. I'm done with podcasting. All right. DONE, flip me over. I am done.
But
Okay?
but Dylan, keep in mind what of the possibility, the small, minuscule possibility.
Stop putting that bad fucking
The
juju in the air, man.
minuscule possibility that Swerve actually helps make Top Dollar good.
Zero.
But what if it happened?
Zero. No, there's no chance. I wouldn't bet my whole paycheck on it. I wouldn't bet a day's pay on it. I wouldn't pay Top Dollar the 50 cents in my pocket from today's lunch change on it for him to come to AEW and do better. That man is Flop Dollar. He will, if his name changes from Top Dollar to Flop Dollar, he still will always be Flop Dollar. There's nothing. Wolf, you couldn't bring him to a training session with Bret Hart himself. Okay? Goldberg couldn't train him at all. Okay? God rest Owen Hart's soul. He couldn't train the man himself.
I can't hear you now. Wait. I cannot hear you now. What is going on? I think you ranted too hard, bro. You broke your mic. No, I still cannot hear you. This is very weird.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened either. I guess I was ranting too much.
It would, yeah.
Listen,
I mean,
Bret Hart couldn't save him. Owen Hart, God rest his soul, couldn't save him. Daniel Bryanson couldn't teach him a masterclass in technical wrestling to save Flop Dollar. The 50 cents in my pocket from the change from lunch from
But he
Wendy's.
doesn't need to be
Shout
a
out to
technical
Wendy's.
wrestler. He just
Couldn't
needs to be a
save
big
Top
boy.
Dollar. The BCC couldn't save Top Dollar. Ricky Starks couldn't save Top Dollar. No, Top Dollar couldn't save Top Dollar. Did I make my point already? The
Yes, you
Top
made your
Dollar couldn't
point.
make Top Dollar. All right? So nobody in their right mind should save Top Dollar. Nobody.
All right. So,
He's out.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Jay
it
Lethal
would
and
be
Jeff Jarrett
cool.
couldn't save Top Dollar. All right?
Why are we using them now? Okay, that's a bit much now.
No. It's not a bit much. It's the truth. It's
Who
the truth.
Jeff Jarrett sucks. I'm sorry.
The point has been made. The point has been made.
The point has been made. Yes, even though Swerve is an incredible guy, and probably would love the idea of helping his old boy. He's probably like, no, I don't care about him. He's beyond saving.
Beyond.
All I'd hire him for is probably
Get my car.
doing some rough drafts for my raps.
Get my coat.
For my rap song.
I wouldn't even let him write a rap song.
No, not even. It wouldn't even be the actual rap song. It would basically be just
rap?
like the skeleton that like at least 3/4 of it is changed entirely.
Listen. Shout out Top Dollar. Shout out Flop Dollar. And shout out that top rope that couldn't hold that held Top Dollar. If I started going back into music again, and I thought about getting a ghostwriter, Top Dollar wouldn't be in the recording studio building to give me ideas about rapping. Anything. Okay? I wouldn't give him the time of day to do that. No way. He's not the skeleton. He's not the first sentence. He's not the period. He's not the comma. He ain't nothing. Top Dollar, good luck to you, but no way in hell.
All right. Well,
no way in hell.
And with that being said,
I got Swerve too.
Yeah.
I got Uncle Swervey too.
Yeah, I think we all
Prince
got
Nana
Swerve.
himself.
Yeah, everything says it for itself. Like, I think Santo, I think, said Hangman, but I think, what's it called? I think Swerve has to win this. I think he needs the big win. I think he needs it.
Can't believe you brought up Top Dollar. My God.
I'm just saying.
No, I know. Listen,
it was a joke. I jokingly brought up the idea.
No,
anyone with a brain would know it was a joke.
I'm not thinking logically. I put my logic hat off. I took it off.
I mostly said it because I found it funny of him possibly doing this as Swerve when you drive dance. Just saying.
No, I'm sorry, but I couldn't in the slightest. But I tell you this now, that has been our predictions for this card.
Yep.
That has been our rants for this card. That has been the Top Dollar segment of this card. And that has been the show on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Of course, Horton, that was hanging with us as well for a little while. Sean, Santos. Let's go through the list. Deontay, Lewis, Brittany and Cody, Mooski, Juggernaut, Will, Ethan. I said Mooski already.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Yes, thank you all.
We are so sorry it took so long
2 hours and 49 minutes
out of your
on a podcast
out of your
about predictions.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have such a good card and such.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Away.
Absolutely. But Wolf, like Santos said, good night, buddy. Have a good one. And we also are going to do the Prince Nana dance on the ending. But before we do the ending, I do just want to say, make sure you tune in this weekend, this Saturday and this Sunday for AEW Collision Watch Along and AEW Wrestle Dream Watch Along for Sunday. We are going to be starting at 6:30 Eastern Time right here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast channel. We are going to be doing a little bit of a predictions for the 0 hour card, the 3 or 4 matches that will hopefully be announced before the card. So that way we kind of have an estimate of our predictions. And if not the day of, we will do the predictions the day of as well. Hopefully you all are able to join us. And of course, it is the first day of spooky season. It is October, baby, which means we are dressing up here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. And everybody that's coming on this live stream this Sunday is also going to be doing it with us. We're also going to be doing on Fastlane as well, which is the following week, the following Saturday. So definitely get your costumes ready. Send us all your pictures over on Twitter at the Last Week in Wrestling podcast at LWIW podcast over on Twitter or on TikTok or on Instagram as well. Make sure you tune in this weekend. And if anything, you can scan that QR code for all of the links to the social media, the gaming channels, and all the other fun stuff that we do. Make sure you check out all the new gaming vlogs that have been uploaded recently. We've been playing Lies of P over here on the pod, so that's been very, very fun, as well as this week coming, this Sunday coming, the week of Fastlane, we're going to start Cyberpunk 2077. I'm very excited. And then, of course, October, we're also doing the Starfield review. It is me, it is Horton, it is Asa. We are going to be talking all things Starfield this coming month. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that post notifications if you are new and have already subscribed so you never miss an episode. And of course, if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out, helps you out, because you get to see some awesome content. No problem, Lewis, if you're going to be late. No big deal. We're going to be streaming from 6:30 to the end of the show. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whenever the show's over, we're going to be streaming. We're going to be live. We're going to be having a good time. So bring your snacks. Wolf, bring that ice cream. Bring that Better Than You Bebe shirt, Adam Cole Jr., and make sure you're ready for Julia Hart's possible victory this Sunday at Wrestle Dream. I know I'm excited. I know everyone else is going to be excited. So definitely stay tuned. Again, Wolf, thank you so much for being a part of this predictions episode of the podcast this week. And of course, we shall see everybody this Saturday and Sunday. You want to hit them with an absolute before we do the non dance to get out of here? Hey, there it is. All righty, guys. Hit that non dance with us as we leave. And I shall see everybody Saturday for Collision.